What's up, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in for your weekend energy report. This is kind of a special weekend, right? Because it is Easter weekend. And we have all the planets direct right now. And this is a special time. We just had this full moon in Libra opposed to Chiron, the sun of Venus. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of change, a lot of growth, a lot of things happening. And with all that stuff that is going on, I wanted to take a look at like the philosophical aspect of what's going on too, right? Because Easter represents the resurrection of Jesus according to the Christians. Now, I'm sure there are other meanings out there. I haven't dug deep enough to study all the different meanings of what this day truly means, but the idea of resurrection, right? Like with the astrological aspect, because really, look, let's be blunt. Everything boils down to astrology. If you go deep enough, like even like the Magi that were in charge of Jesus's birth, they were astrologers. They read the stars, right? Everything comes from the stars because that is who we are. We are part of it, right? It represents Neptune. We are all one, and then we individuate ourselves through our ascendant, right? So this weekend we have Mercury moving from Pisces to Aries. So this is again this is the last planet that's going to be moving from the end of the zodiac to the beginning of the zodiac. So in a way, this is sort of like our own resurrection in humanity, right? And as such, we have the sun, with Venus trine the south node and sextile the north node. And today, in fact, we have the moon in Capricorn trine over to Uranus. So tune into what you're feeling, tune into what you're seeing. And, this is a really massive opportunity to grow into where we're going to be going. But right now, there are things that have to be faced, acknowledged, accepted, dealt with, whatnot. In the midst of all this crazy change going on, right? So we must, and with Mercury going into Aries later today into tomorrow, this is actually gonna improve our cerebral communication skills with ourselves, but it's gonna still be very impulsive. In fact, now we have a stellium in Aries with, Mercury, Chiron, the Sun, Venus, and Black Moon Lilith. Technically the part of Fortune too, but that's just a calculation. That's not a planet. So with all that energy going on in there, man, and Venus and Black Moon Lilith are getting real close together. That's a very like steamy, sexy kind of energy that we have going on, right? What's really big and what's really significant here is the sun and Venus that is trine to the south node and sextile to the north node. This is really like, we don't get this aspect very often, and this is huge. This is rare. This is beautiful, especially in Aries for new beginnings. But since the Libra full moon has brought up all this shit for us to purge out, right? So we have to have the courage and the inner knowing and the quite frankly, the confidence to step forward into all these energies. Now, with Mercury moving in to Aries, it's going to conjunct Chiron pretty soon, right? Next week. So this is acknowledging and seeing and feeling these, these wounded parts of ourselves that we have to integrate. As we bring in information, it comes in intellectually first. And when it comes in intellectually, then we can get into analysis paralysis. We can get into overthinking, overanalyzing, and because there are certain things maybe we don't want to feel, or we're apprehensive feeling, or why should we feel it, or blah, 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 blah. We reason ourselves in and out of all kinds of shit, right? So this is necessary. Very, very, very necessary. And, Jupiter is already at 23 degrees of Aquarius. Neptune, 21 degrees. Guys, we are coming into, like, especially when Pluto and Neptune both, when they move into the higher degrees, that the outer planets represent our unconscious mind. They represent the deeper realms of the subconscious, and they excavate stuff. They bring stuff up. We're gonna be, not to throw more shit on you, but we're going to be continuing to excavate faster and faster these deeper parts of our consciousness, activating our DNA that many of us didn't even know exists. And that's going to be activating our spiritual gifts, our extrasensory perceptions much more. And this, so this is sort of priming us right now to step into this, this new way of being, this new way of living. All right. We have Saturn at 11 degrees with trine the North Node at 12 degrees, loosely trine Mars too, which is great still. But Saturn is also sextile the South Node. So between the Sun and Saturn, of course, my ruling planet is Saturn, so maybe I feel this more than most. But this is saying, look, dude, you have put in the work, provided that you've put in the work, right? Here's your karmic gifts. Here's the things coming back to you that you deserve for doing all this hard work. We've planted seeds for a long time, and now the seeds are starting to grow and profit. And now we have to sort of step into this different aspect or area of discernment, and not discrimination, but identifying what's going to be worthy of our time and our energy, right? Because we can have a lot of stuff coming in, but if we get too much stuff coming in, we can get confused, we can get lost, we can get too scatterbrained. So we got to be careful of that too. There's a lot of potential scatterbraining going on. All right. It's at some point in this month, it would be a really good idea to disconnect from society for a day, 2, 3 days, right? So that's really going to be beneficial for our well-being and for staying, true to our course of our heart. And I hope you guys have a great and amazing weekend. And don't forget, if you would like to join the Opportunity Community, now members of the Opportunity Community get 30% off of all my other services. I have an astrology course, level 1 and 2, astrology readings, coaching, microscopy, energetic body work. We do a combo. All right. So, you guys have an amazing, great weekend, and look for how and what is resurrecting within you in your life right now to start this new chapter and really dedicate yourself to stepping into it. Okay. I appreciate you all very much, and I hope you have a beautiful day and weekend and Easter.